What's going on, fellas? Welcome back to another beautiful day over here at Skiffland. A big sanding day about to go down, a big gel coat day about to go down. But before that, I want to talk numbers because this job's a little bit more expensive than I thought it would be. I knew it would be expensive, but I guess I didn't think about every little thing that went into it because I needed to buy marine grade wood, I needed to buy fiberglass, I needed to buy resin, I needed to buy rollers for the resin, I needed to buy a container for the rollers for the resin, I needed to buy gel coat, but when I got to the gel coat part, I needed to buy non-waxed gel coat for the first couple of layers, and then I needed to buy waxed gel coat for that top layer, and then I needed to buy more pans for that gel coat, and then I needed to buy more rollers for those pans, and then I needed to buy EVA foam for on top. It turned out to be more expensive than I thought. Let's just say that. At Home Depot, it was give or take $300 for the 3 pieces of 4x8 3/4 inch marine grade plywood. Give or take $300. I didn't keep any of the receipts, so this is all bro science. The fiberglass and the resin from West Marine was $215. I remember that because it was a round number. The tray and the rollers for the fiberglass resin was only $15. I cheaped out on it and it still worked out great. I got the high smooth finish rollers and they worked great for the fiberglass. I ended up actually only using one roller. This little thing of rollers and trays and tray liners, that was a good $40. Now, me and the universe have been on a I scratch your back, you scratch my back basis here lately. So the last time I was at the sandbar, I cleaned up a bunch of trash, and today I found a $20 bill on the ground. So it worked out that I only really paid $20 for that little haul, although it really was $40 for everything. I got 4 rollers of the high gloss smooth finish. I got 1 big plastic tray, but then I got 2 double liner things, so I'll have 4 liners total for the plastic tray, and then I got a roller. I actually sprung for the comfort grip. It's a couple extra bucks, but I feel like it might be worth it for the paws. Here is the gel coat that we are going to be using. This is Marpro white gel coat, and this is High Bond white gel coat. This is the no wax, so this is what's going to go down first, and this is what's going to go on that top coat. Nice waxy, smooth, high gloss finish. It'll look pretty sweet. It's going to look a lot more white than the exterior gel coat, which I was going to put a little beige brown pigment in there, see if I can match the colors, but I don't know. I'm kind of worried about that. Before I lay down gel coat, so after I sand all of this, but before laying down gel coat, I might consider making this white gel coat off-white. That way it's not a huge, stark white interior, but more of a beige white exterior. I don't know. We'll get there. But this High Bond, they sell at West Marine, the no wax version of gel coat. They sell at West Marine, but nowhere else around here sells any gel coat with wax. This was at Boathouse. It's on the west side of Jacksonville. It was literally the last place that I called, but they're the only place here in Jacksonville that has gel coat with wax. It was $139 for with wax, and there they had the same brand without wax for $139, but at West Marine they had the no wax for $100. So it's like a $40 savings. I get to go pick up the gel coat with wax, save $40, taking a trip back to the West Marine over here. On the way, spend that $40 at Cracker Barrel with the old lady, have a good breakfast. It all worked out. This is going to be a little bit of a jump scare because I know people will be hating on the flops in the shop, but we unintentionally downgraded for the day pretty substantially. We went from the flip-flops to the True Religion slippers, brother. We took my wife's car today, and I don't know what was up. I thought I had shoes in the car. My flip-flops are toast from stepping in resin the other day. Literally feels like I'm ice skating everywhere I walk because the bottom of my flip-flops are just hard in resin. So I had to toss them. I went to go get new flip-flops yesterday, but they were sold out everywhere. Every Ross, Marshalls. I couldn't find any flip-flops, so I was rocking the I was rocking the slippers everywhere we went yesterday, and today I thought I'd be cool because I thought I had a pair of shoes in my wife's car when we went all around getting gel coat, whatever. Nope, not the case. Not the case. Forgot shoes. I'm wearing the slippers in the shop today, which is wildly uncomfortable to watch, but trust me, the inner lining of these slippers is a furry, feathery material, and your boy's dogs get sweaty. So it's gonna be a rather uncomfy day. If I clean up this floor good enough, I might be walking around bare feet. It might be a little more comfortable. I'll get new flops here in the next couple of days though. But regardless, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on gel coat, painting supplies, wood, fiberglass, and then above all of that, I found a place that would actually sell me big sheets of EVA foam, and they were about 2 hours south in the Edgewater area, kind of around the New Smyrna Beach area. And I was going to cruise down there today. We had a plan to meet up at their shop, and this morning they called it off. They said that they weren't actually planning on being around the shop today to sell some sheets of EVA foam. And I was like, it is what it is. I'm gonna have to order on Amazon. They don't make hustlers like they used to. Let me just say that. I'll meet you at the shop. You want to buy something? I'll meet you any day of the week, any night, any day, Thanksgiving, Christmas. I'll pull up to the shop, 30 minutes, make a buck. That's all I can say, man. They don't make them like they used to. Anywho, so I ordered some on Amazon. I got 5 pieces of 4x8 black diamond. I think it'll be the classiest look here on the skiff. They had a sale going on that white, black, gray camo look, but I thought that would I don't know, it might be sweet, but I want to keep it classy on this rig. Just went with the black diamonds again. I'm kind of overdoing the black diamonds, I know that, but I'm sticking with what works right now. I feel any type of camo would make it a little too niche. I feel like if you just keep it the black diamonds, you'll be able to appeal to a wider audience. Also, I like the black diamonds, so it is what it is. A nice stark white interior with the black diamonds, a new lean post, a brand new center console. This boat's gonna look sweet, brother. Stick with me now. We are gel coating everything in the interior and the front deck and this wall leading up to the front deck. I know it'd be fantastic to have a palm sander or a belt sander, but she's pretty smooth. I'm just gonna smooth her out. I don't need to take off much material. I'm just gonna smooth her out real nice. So I got some sandpaper and a palm sander, and I'm just gonna go to work. Like I said, I've been working in here so often lately, I haven't had time to go to the gym, so I gotta find a way to get a workout in here with the work that I'm doing. So using a palm sander, doing it all by hand rather than an orbital sander or a whatever, then so be it. That way I don't have to spend the extra unneeded hour in the gym later when I leave here all covered in fiberglass and gel coat. Last thing before I get to sanding my little heart out, for some reason I actually like holding the microphone like this. I feel like I have the most control. Every once in a while when I have to go hands-free, I'll clip it to the shirt, I'll clip it to the hat, I'll clip it to the necklace, I'll clip it to something. But every time I do that, it doesn't sound as good. I don't know. Yesterday when I was filming a section of moving the wood inside, I guess the microphone was smushed up against something and the audio got drained out. So I don't know what it is. I like to just hold it. I know that it'll sound decent with me holding it like this, but in time we'll figure out what works best for us. Over time we'll work out the kinks. The last thing that I forgot to say was that I spent $540 on 5 sheets of EVA foam for this skiff. So I really want to fill it out. They're 4x8 sections. I got 5 of them. They were $100 a piece, $100 to $111 a piece. So about $540 total it came out to. So we'll actually flood this thing with foam. Like I said, whatever imperfections are left here in the floor will be covered up by something pretty. That country boy breakfast at Cracker Barrel. Ooh-wee. Sirloin tips, eggs, biscuits, hash brown casserole. Make you smack your mama. I'm still full. I'll probably be full. I'll be full till tomorrow, brother. But so good. It was one of those meals that if I just ate it every day and I got fat off of it, it'd be so worth it. That's how good it was. They cooked the steak in garlic butter. I don't know what to tell you. Go try it. We're gonna take off this hatch, clean this area up as well, just so it's super easy to sand down and gel coat. I don't have to tape anything off. I'm gonna be getting rid of this hatch anyway. I'm gonna get all new hatches once I go down south to Fort Pierce to Marine Connection Liquidator. I'm gonna get a hatch for here and the two in the back. We're gonna make this boat sweet, brother. Hopefully you don't give up on me early. I'm actually really excited how it's already turning out. Nice. Oh man, already lost the slipper, brother. It's gonna be a rough one with the slippers, let me tell you. Also, I forgot to film it in the last video, but I screwed down the plywood with 2-inch stainless self-tappers. I saw a couple comments of people asking about it, and that is what I used. Ugh. Oh dude, I didn't even take off the screws over here, just smacked it. Snapped in half. I'm gonna take an angle grinder, flap disc to some of the, there's one bubble back here that'll for sure be easier with the flap disc, but everything else I'm just gonna use the palm sander. So I'm gonna set you up in the corner, get you hooked up on a little time lapse, and just cruise right through it. It's gonna take forever. With everything solid up here, this is basically just one giant sealed up bathtub, so you don't really need this little bilge area down here, but something like this could be a viable option if I wanted to go back to a bilge. Technically though, these slippers are less open-toed shoe than the flops. I took some time and got everything as smooth as I want it to be. Ready for gel. I've been taking some time just prepping things, leaf blowing, vacuuming, sweeping, getting all the dust and debris out of here before I start laying down gel coat. But I was just thinking, I kind of thrive in having just one boat at a time Back in the day, my motto used to be, I'm gonna build a sweet boat and I'm gonna fish the boat and I'm gonna have a really good time. And if it sells, that's awesome. But if the worst case scenario is I'm just stuck with a really sweet boat, then life is still good. That motto kind of changes when you have multiple boats. The pressure's on a little bit more to sell them. But when you have one, it's like, dude, what? Worst case scenario, I just get to fish a sweet boat all the time. So I'm just gonna keep grooving along, making this boat sweet. And at the end, if somebody wants to snag her, they'll have a sweet boat. But if not, I guess I'll have a sweet boat. But yeah, it takes all the pressure off. The way that the air is circulating in here from the industrial fan and the door and the air mover and the leaf blower when I turn it on, and the back of the vacuum when I turn that on, every once in a while the air will settle, the dust will settle, and there will be more dust on the boat than previously. So I keep having to clean the boat, wait a couple minutes, clean it again, wait a couple minutes. But we're gonna get to some gel here soon, believe me. Believe me. So I don't know why I spent so much time sanding down the wood portion. Obviously I knocked down some of those air bubbles, but I spent way too much time sanding the wood because it's gonna be under EVA foam. Also, I was gonna do that trick with the you know, the sand and the gel coat for that top layer for kind of a non-skid vibe. But I think I'm not going to do that because I want everything to be smooth for the EVA foam. So yeah, I know that if I wasn't doing EVA foam, I'd be throwing sand on the gel, brother. But here we're going to keep things nice and glossy and smooth. This high bond is what's going to go on first. So let's read the instructions. Add 1/8 to 1 pint. Add 1/4 to 1 quart. Add 1 ounce to 1 gallon. Stir hardener and gel coat together thoroughly for at least 2 minutes. The working time for this product is between 15 and 25 minutes based on a temperature of 77 degrees. Boy, it is 105 degrees in here, so we're gonna have to do some math on that. In cool weather, it is advisable to add up to twice the amount of hardener to counter the cool weather. Do not use in areas where the ambient temperature is less than 65. We don't have an issue there. For cleanup, use high bond resin cleaner. Don't need that. Limitations. Seller and manufacturer warrant this product for its intended use only, as stated on the product. Sellers and manufacturer liability on any claim, including negligence for any loss, damage, or injury, direct or otherwise arising out of... All right. So it's probably realistically it's probably 85 degrees in here, so we'll be all right with the probably closer to, you know, 15-20 minutes working time. So we're gonna do half and half. We're gonna do, so whatever half of a gallon is, I'll work out the math on the hardener to the half gallon. We're gonna put that down, let that dry a little bit, add the other half gallon for a second coat, and then let that dry, and then we will do a nice thick coat of like a top layer with the gel coat with wax. To my knowledge, if you did multiple coats of gel coat with wax, it won't adhere properly. So this stuff with no wax, you'll be able to stack up a couple coats so you can get some nice nice thick gel on there. And then to make it look good, nice and shiny, and a nice durable finish with wax, you got to get the other stuff. You know, I'm just vibing. I'm watching a video. Born Again Boating has fantastic videos on all of this stuff. So if you're looking for a how-to video, I would go over to Born Again Boating. Brother's a legend. Way more type A than me. I'm the old type B brother over here getting squirrely. But yeah, these aren't how-to videos, man. We're just vibing in the shop, making boats sweet again. Making boats fishable again. I guess you could have fished this boat with the soft floor. Maybe accidentally stepped through it once or twice, but still would have made it back to the ramp. So now it's just all cosmetic, you know? The boat floats, the boat fishes. We just got to make it look sweet again. So we're going to put a nice thick layer of gel down. Nice, cover it in EVA foam. Make it sweet. Put some hatches on here. You know, we've talked about it multiple times. I'm about to start laying some gel Again, I'm not going to show you how I mix up the gel coat because I don't want anybody to watch me and follow my lead and me do it wrong and then you mess up your project. So if I do it wrong, I'd prefer to just mess up my own project and you guys still be safe. So I'm going to mix up this paint. I'm going to meet you back over here when I'm ready to start laying it down. Fiberglass covering my hands. I just went pee. I forgot about it. This is going to be a rough night. And it's squeaking again. It's been about 3 days since it has been squeaking, so I'm gonna have to scale this wall one more time, get up there, spray some sealant, quiet it down. Fan blades and the mechanism was covered in fiberglass and sawdust. So I'm not gonna blame the silicone lubricant fully. Everything in here has something to do with it. First coat of the non-wax is done. Boy, you can see every imperfection in your glass work when you lay down this first coat. She's coming together though, brother. She's looking good. I'm not gonna think too much into it. The first coat is obviously thin, atrocious, exposing. I would say the color is a bit off. So for that top coat, I am considering adding some pigment. I have to go to the store right now anyway to get some brushes so I can get in the fine cracks and crevices for the second coat. So while I'm there, I might pick up some pigment. What would you think? A touch of brown? I think that's what I'm going to do because it definitely looks off-white in the beige category rather than a gray or a yellowish. I think I'm gonna do just a drop of brown and see what it does. Just a tad beige, but whatever, man. I just got through the first coat with half a gallon. Obviously, if I didn't cover the whole plywood segment, I would have had more to finish up here. It's super thin up here, especially I just didn't do this whole spot. It's going to be covered by EVA foam anyway. So for the next coat, I'm just going to do the edges, the inner gunnels, the edges around the plywood. This whole front deck area is going to get a super thick coat, and then this actual front deck up on the bow is gonna get a nice thick coat. But dude, take a look at that. She's coming along. All right, while this is drying, I'm gonna cruise to the store. Brushes, snack, and some brown pigment. Maybe even a mixing thing because I mixed it in the pan liner. Whatever. I'll check in when I get back. Luckily, I looked it up. I needed yellow and brown. 40 bucks! Dude, I'm gonna use pin drops of this stuff. 40 bones for just a couple of pin drops of coloring agent. I charged it to the game. Another 40 to the end tally. I don't even know how much we're at right now, but it's a lot. one more trip to West Marine, I'm gonna start having to sell plasma. I got snacks at the shop. I'm not buying no snacks. I'll see you when we get there. Goodbye. I might just be the slipper guy from here on out. My plan is to color up the second coat of the non-wax just so I can, you know, hopefully dial in the color of the final coat once I get there. But for now, brother needs a snack. I'm hoping I got another protein bar. Bingo! These protein bars are so clutch. They're like meal replacements. I also have a protein shake in there. Whatever, I'm gonna sit here and enjoy this and then back to work. I'm actually rather spooked to do this, but I have to. So 3 of those, and I'm gonna do 2 of those just for now. If I have to add more, I'll add more, but I can't ever take any out. So I'm just gonna start here and see what happens. Ay, ay, ay. I am very happy with the color. Just a shade different than white. That's what I feel this is. Very happy. Obviously it's so yellow right now, but I'll fix it with the next coat. I'm gonna get through this and then check in with you at the end. I just finished the last layer of the gel coat with no wax. We're just gonna call that the primer or the base coat or the first coat, whatever. I just finished it and I know, it's super yellow, but I'm not panicking yet because we did it in this order just in case this would happen. I don't know exactly what happened. It looks perfect in the can, but right when I put the roller to the boat, it looked so yellow. But here, I'll give you a look. This is how she looks. I'm not mad about it. She's coming along. I will tell you that. She's coming along. I went more sparingly with this coat, so I didn't use unnecessary gel coat in the middle. Nice and strong, nice thick coat. I'm staying positive though. I know she's yellow, but I don't know if I'm gonna go stark white on this final wax coat or if I'm gonna put a smidge of brown, because in total for the last one, I probably did 12 drops of brown and 5 drops of yellow in total, but it came out super yellow. So I might just do 3 drops of brown. That's it. That's it. Just 3 drops of brown. Because now that I look at it, I don't see a whole lot of yellow depth in the existing gel coat. If you can see, it's a lot closer than the stark white was to this gel coat. So I don't think I'm that far off. I think I just didn't mix it well, honestly. But I'm gonna put, yeah, I'm just gonna put a couple drops of brown and mix it up for real, like really good this time. Might put the drill attachment on and get a good mix, because there's like little tiger stripes of just very vibrant yellow streaks through here. But like I said, I'm not worried about it because this is just the primer. I'm wondering if I put white on, just stark white, if this will kind of bleed through and get the color that we want. I'm not sure. I also don't know, do I put the last coat of wax gel coat on when this is still tacky, or do I wait till this dries completely, gets hard, and then I hop back in and do the final coat? I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look it up on Google, ask AI what's up. But man, we're getting some work in. She's looking all right. Don't lose hope just yet. As I said it earlier, but stick with me now. It's getting crazy, but we're staying positive. All right, it's Friday. It's Friday, brother. Can't let this negativity bleed into the weekend. So gotta stay positive. Everything will be all right. Worst comes to worst, we spend another $200-300 on some more gel coat, fix it, and then it'll just be more strong, durable, thick gel coat. Worst case scenario, we have a better product. Come on. I'm not stressing it. I have heavy faith, actually, that this final coat is going to just bring it home. I'm going to go way more white and way more thick, because I get to put the whole gallon on this last coat, and a half gallon was enough for this whole thing. So I'm not worried about it. Are you worried? You better not be worried about it. I'm not worried about it. All right. Let's see. Let me look that up and then check back in. What is this, amateur hour? I'm glad I looked it up. It said you for sure put the next coat on while it's still tacky. That way the layers can stick together. Learning something new every day, day by day. So we're pretty close to dryish, tacky, sort of sticky. We're pretty close to that. So I say 10 more minutes, throw the final coat on, call it a wrap for the rest of the day. Hopefully get this video out at a decent hour. It's 6 o'clock right now. Ooh. Going to West Marine to get that colored pigment killed the hour, dude. I would have been all right. But let's see. Looking at it now, I'm gonna try my best to do this whole section without actually getting in the boat, because it was tacky to the point where the slippers were sticking. It was making it hard to move around. But like back here, we got some runs, so that's probably gonna take longer to get tacky. Who knows, man? I'll check back in when it's time to lay down this final layer. I'm excited, dude. Imagine it with the final layer and the rub rail. The rub rail is gonna change it all. The rub rail is gonna do some crazy work. Because you're seeing it right now, it looks all ugly without the rub rail. Just imagine it. Rub rail, black hatches, finished gel coat exterior, jack plate, big 115. Dude, this is gonna be sweet. Mark my words. I don't see any harm in a couple chip shots while we wait, huh? Over here into the tire. Dude, these slippers are toast. You know the deal. Gotta swap the lid. Oh, dude. Dusty. It is what it is. Enough fun for now. I actually have a lot of fun doing that. I don't know. It's the little things in life. You know what I'm saying? Just little practice balls. I got a couple in there. How many we get? 3? How you been? I didn't get a brush because I didn't want to waste time going back to Walmart. So I just used one of these. You can see it right here. Just in all the cracks and crevices. It worked pretty good. I think the best thing that I can do, before this final coat, specifically to rule out anything like that happening, is clean up my workspace. Just before we get to that final layer, so we don't trip on anything, run into anything. Get in a nice headspace before laying this last layer of gel. Alrighty, fellas, welcome back. Just cleaned up shop big time. I thought I was just gonna do a little bit. I did a lot. I put all the wood where it needed to go. I got all the demolition scraps out to the dumpster. Vacuumed up a bunch of stuff. Blew off a bunch of stuff. Moved the boat outside. Let it really dry to a tacky finish where we needed to be. But look at it, dude. From here, it almost looks spot on from here. I'm definitely more yellow than it needed to be, but not as bad as it looked in there under the lights. We're getting somewhere. Me and Slippers, we're getting somewhere. I'm about to wheel her back in and do that final coat. Move her over here to the big space. She's in the big leagues now. Gotta start treating her like it. Now that she's back in here, I don't know how we had 3 full-size boats in here at one point and still had space. This is crazy. She's in here. I'm gonna walk through and clean out a couple of little things that fell from a tree. And then I'm gonna get that other coat ready here. White gel coat with wax. Gonna give it just a little spritz of this brown pigment and hope for the best. Bros, this one's for the underdogs. This one is for the underdogs. I don't know, it just came together in the end. I put basically that whole entire tube of brown pigment in there, and it kind of just shook out being the correct color. I don't even know how. But bros, I'm over the moon. Yoink. Dude. Brand new boat. We have successfully replaced the floor in this giant skiff. Successfully replaced the floor, dolled up all the gel coat interior. Dude, whenever we touch this exterior, this boat is gonna be crazy. Dude, I can't believe it. You could stop right here. You don't even need EVA foam. I thought for sure I was gonna have to cover up a lot of craziness. Obviously it's not perfect, but dude, it looks so good. I can't wait for it to be all dry, and then I can, wet sand some spots, whatever, make it real shiny and nice. But I like the textured look. Dude, it honestly would be really nice to shoot some webbing in here. It'd probably look factory at that point. But we're gonna put the EVA foam in here. Tomorrow I'm gonna run down to Fort Pierce. I'm gonna get the center console. I'm gonna get the hatches. Oh, dude, this is a huge milestone. Wet gel coat looking nice. Brothers. The Jonesy's getting a whole new life. Bros, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in and tagging along for this one. Dude, tell me how scared you were when it was just yellow as all get out. I was scared. I kept my little poker face on though, to be real, but I was spooked. And it just came together in the end. The color, it just looks like a refreshed version of the exterior gel coat, but whenever I hit that with the buff and polish and wax, whoo, it's gonna look so good. Dude, all right. I mean, that's gonna do it for part 3 of replacing the floor, I suppose. Man, this isn't a how-to channel for the nitty-gritties, but I guess it's a how-to just dive in and do it channel. Just dive in, figure it out along the way. There's so many mistakes I made along the way that I had to kind of figure out and fix on the fly. Otherwise, we would have been tanked. But dude, I'm glad I just jumped into it. Whew. This one's finito. I'm at a loss for words. I'm actually so stoked about it. Again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm looking forward to chatting with you guys in the comments. This honestly was weirdly one of the less squirrely things that I've done. I'm proud of it, man. In the slippers and all. Wow. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna crack a cold LaCroix. Cheers to a good Friday in the books. Oh, wow. So much work done today, dude. So it's crazy. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to Fort Pierce. We might cruise over to Haulover Inlet, make a day out of it. Come back, put some EVA foam on. We got so much cool stuff in store for this Jones brother. I'm fired up. Oh, not even a week away from fishing this thing at the jetties. Straight up. Not even a week away. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Ruined my favorite shirt. My wife got me this shirt in Stewart from a cool surf shop. Ruined the trues. But I guess it's all a matter of perspective. Did I ruin it, or did I solidify a crazy memory into some fabric? You know what I'm saying? I can still wear this shirt, and I will still wear this shirt. Maybe not the slippers though. I might toss them in the dumpster and go home barefoot. But regardless, I hope everybody has a good weekend. If you made it to this point of the video, you're a legend for sure, because this is part 3 of a lot of craziness. So if you made it to this point of all 3, can't thank you guys enough. Man. Love you guys so bad. Enjoy your Friday night. Hopefully I get this video out Friday night. I usually call it quits if I can't get a video out by dark. But I mean, we still got a little sunset cruising over there. I'm gonna sit in the office, I'm gonna edit and see what we can do. Love you guys. Goodbye.